Hey everybody, Jamie here from Try, basking in the glorious French sunshine on a nice Sunday evening. I feel lucky, I feel blessed to be here, it's beautiful. And no doubt in a couple of weeks when I'm back home in the northwest, I'll be sat there with the central heating on with a cup of hot cocoa or something and my feet in a hot bowl of water, reminiscing on this beautiful evening. And it really does make you feel that much better, doesn't it? Anyway, enough about me, I'm not trying to make you feel jealous. If you are sat in the northwest of England freezing your arse off. But anyway, it's Q&A week 2, and this time a question from Alex Johnson, and he wants to know what my views are on carb cycling for training days specifically. So if you don't know, carb cycling basically is altering the amount of carbohydrate you have on your training days, and you would alter it basically depending on how hard the sessions are. So if you're not training very hard or very much, you'd have less carbs. If you're training harder or more volume, you'd have more carbs. That's the basic way of looking at it. All my clients are on carb cycling approaches. I think it's brilliant, I really do, because you're eating specifically for your training, and you're also eating specifically for your recovery. So it means that you're hopefully going to perform better, recover better, feel better, which all in all, you know, is a win-win situation. Now obviously if you're trying to improve your body composition, you might be having to alter, you know, or reduce calories ever so slightly. Now the good thing about carb cycling is, so say for example you were eating 3,000 calories a day and that was what you needed to eat to create a deficit so that you lost weight. You would do it, you would set it up so that maybe on some days you might only have 2,000, other days you might have 3,500, but across the week on average you would have 3,000. So your protein and your fat intake generally stays the same, and you would alter your carbohydrate amount to build up the slack in the calories, if you like. So on an easy day, your 2,000 calories or 2,500 if it was an easy day, your protein and fat would stay the same and you just reduce your carbs. If you're doing a harder session, you just increase your carbs but keep your protein and fat the same. And yeah, I find it works really well. You know, I eat like that myself most of the time, obviously not at the moment. Today I've been out for confit de canard, a fried duck with some sauté potatoes, a couple of glasses of rosé. So, you know, a little bit different when you're on holiday, but generally speaking, I would alter the amount of carbs I eat on training days, definitely. Another thing maybe to say is that the type of carbohydrate you have is quite important. I would be steering away from pastas and more down the potato rice route, obviously vegetables, and I would also go more low GI carb before training and high GI after training. The low will help fueling your session, the high will help with recovery, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you can get really geeky with it and you know, measuring everything. You know, MyFitnessPal's really good for that, and I generally would do that a little bit, depending on what phase I'm in. But yeah, it's really good. So if you've got any questions on it, by all means send them me over and I'll do my best to answer them. Otherwise, just yeah, play around with it and see how you feel, see how it works for you. Okay, so I'm going to go now and have myself a little dinner, maybe another couple of glasses of rosé, we'll see. But yeah, any questions, fire them over, and I'll see you next week.